begin this morning with growing questions over when the USS Abraham Lincoln will return home from the Middle East. Over the weekend, the head of U.S. Central Command met with troops after reports emerged of mental health concerns and supply issues on board. He praised the crew and called his time on the ship awe-inspiring. Meanwhile, President Trump is dismissing worries over the roughly 9-month deployment, saying, quote, it's not nearly long enough. CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi joins us now to talk more about this. Olivia, good to see you. So did Admiral Cooper give any insight as to when the Lincoln will actually return home, and how are lawmakers reacting to the president's handling of these concerns?
Well, good morning. It's good to see both of you. We don't have any indication of exactly when the Lincoln is going to come home, but that's not necessarily out of the ordinary. From a security standpoint, they wouldn't say when it's going to come home, but they did note that they are coming home. Some 5,000 sailors and Marines will be heading back to the U.S. as they rotate out the Lincoln and send the Ford to the region. But this is a historic deployment just for its length and what has gone on during this deployment, especially as they've been engaged in conflict in the Middle East. And that certainly wears on the service members who are on that deployment. As far as the president's comments saying that the deployment was not nearly long enough, that has gotten some bipartisan pushback. Take a listen to what we heard Representative Don Bacon tell our Ed O'Keefe this weekend, as well as Representative Jayapal as well.
It's better to acknowledge, hey, this is hard on the families, it's hard on the service members. Thank them for being willing to defend our country and doing these 10-month deployments if you're on an aircraft carrier. I think that would have been a much more better way of addressing this issue.
Donald Trump screwed this all up and went to war without a plan, without an exit strategy, and with absolutely no empathy or recognition of what this means for our troops and for Americans across the country.
I got it now.
We should also note that today is technically day 60 of the ceasefire. If you remember back when that ceasefire was signed on June 17th, when the president was at the Palace of Versailles, it was 60 days to have negotiations about Iran's military and nuclear program. Well, today is 60 days. It has expired, and there is no deal on the table.
I also want to ask you about President Trump's decision to scale back military exercises with South Korea. So what do we know about this right now? And how do you think it might impact relations between the two countries?
Yeah, this actually came in a Truth Social post that the president issued late last night. He said he has a very good relationship with Kim Jong-un of North Korea. And because of that, he says he would like to scale back some of the joint military exercises that are happening between the U.S. and South Korea. Now, these are annual exercises that do happen. And the president said they're too late to cancel, but he wants them to pull back. He also went on to say in this post that somewhat unrelated, he recently asked the president of South Korea if they would like to join in the U.S. military fight against Iran. And he said that the Republic of South Korea told him no thanks. So clearly the president tying what is happening in Iran to his relationships with other countries. And this is extremely notable for several reasons. One being South Korea is a major U.S. ally, especially in that region, to help counter China. So interesting that the president wants to pull back some of those joint military exercises that would only strengthen U.S. military capability in the region. But second, because Kim Jong-un of North Korea is a dictator. And so that the fact the president is flouting his relationship with him as a reason to not do these exercises, which he also said would be inappropriate and hostile, is extremely notable. And just one more note about it as well. North Korea continues to be a rogue actor on the global stage. They have sent troops to fight Russia's war in Ukraine, and they also have a well-known relationship with Iran in which they give them military equipment and Iran gives them oil and money. So the fact that the president is willing to pull back this military exercises, with South Korea in favor of North Korea is certainly notable.
It is notable, Olivia, in addition to funding the war, sending those materials to Russia in their war against Ukraine and also their relationship with Iran. In recent years, North Korea has not only expanded its nuclear arsenal, as you know, but has repeatedly threatened to use that nuclear arsenal against its neighbor, South Korea, which it labeled a hostile enemy. Meanwhile, the president says North Korea is unthreatening and respectful. Olivia, thanks for your reporting as always. We appreciate it.